Caitlin Clark, let it be known, she does not like this Stephanie White offense, how these players in the WNBA don't even know where to move or how to move or where to cut. And that leads to a lot of her turnovers. And she also states how much she misses Lisa Bluder. And I think all of us Indiana Fever Caitlin Clark fans prefer if Lisa Bluder was the head coach of the Indiana.
Caitlin Clark didn't just light up the scoreboard. She might have just set her entire playbook on fire. Imagine dropping rookie records while side-eyeing the very offense you're running, then casually wishing your old college coach would swoop in like it's a basketball fairy tale. Yep, Clark's making waves bigger than a half-court buzzer beater, and the locker room drama could be juicier than the game itself. You won't believe how deep this rift might actually go.
I mean, what's going on here? And I'm sorry, but if Stephanie White's supposed to be this all-world coach, you're not going to show up to a game against the Phoenix Mercury with DeWanna Bonner playing on the other side after what she did to the Indiana Fever franchise, and you show up there and somehow the team is lifeless? Sophie Cunningham coming back to Phoenix and the team is lifeless? That is the coach.
Caitlin Clark didn't just show up in the WNBA to dribble politely and follow the pass here, pass there, run in a circle handbook. No, this is the same player who, from her rookie year in college, had Lisa Bluder practically toss her the keys to the Ferrari and say, "Go drive, don't crash." And Caitlin didn't crash. She took that thing off-road, hit 90 in a 40 zone, and still made it look like a highlight reel.
Sums up why I can't stand Stephanie White as a basketball coach for Caitlin Clark. I don't think that Stephanie White is a bad coach. Don't get it twisted. She's not a bad coach at all. I just don't think she's the right coach for Caitlin Clark. So let's take a listen to this right here. This was on the podcast with Super 8.
But I think that's even been something me and Steph have always talk about when we go and watch film, and even that New York game where I played really, really well. Obviously scored a lot of points. I think I had 9 assists or 10 assists that game.
She was a rebound and assist off a 32-point triple-double. And is the only reason her team's in the game.
So you can imagine the whiplash when she lands in the WNBA and suddenly has to play in the Stephanie White offense, which, if we're being brutally honest, feels less like an offense and more like an HOA meeting about what color your mailbox can be. Rules everywhere, creativity nowhere.
Man, it's just going to be interesting to see her come back and see this team fully go full circle around their set leader, and I'm still banking on it being Caitlin Clark. Without Caitlin Clark, they had 19 in one game and 16 in their previous game without CC even playing.
And then comes the Liberty game. Caitlin is cooking, not warming up, not heating slightly, cooking, like somebody called the fire department because this gym's about to burn down. Cooking. Fourth quarter rolls around, and yeah, she makes 2 turnovers. Big deal. Even Michael Jordan coughed up the ball, and no one pulled him aside and said, "Michael, you're done for the night. Go grab a folding chair." But what happens here? Boom. Clark's on the bench like a naughty kid in timeout.
My precious Cece, she was upset. She didn't say nothing, no smiling, walked off, not looking at no cameras. I'm talking about, you can tell it's all on her face. She got it in her mind. But look, I need y'all to understand. That was so embarrassing and pathetic, and the teamwork was not there. But I remember Jordan had got hurt his second year. He didn't come back into playoffs, and that playoff series was legendary. He scored 63 points in one game, but he still lost, though.
Meanwhile, you've got other players on the floor turning the ball over like it's a gift basket giveaway and still getting their minutes. Except for Tash and Mitchell, apparently the only 2 players besides Clark who've been given permission to operate like basketball isn't a military drill.
The Stephanie White offense compared to what she was doing at Iowa when she took over the world. Let's take a look.
At the college, it was very similar. All out attack, we're known to have 5 shooters on the floor at all time. We played with really good floor spacing, and at Iowa it was the same way. 4 people were on the floor that could shoot at the same time. Then obviously we usually played with a true post, but they rarely missed too. Mon never missed. Hannah Stolke was tremendous when I was there too, and even our backup post players. I always think about how Coach Bluder ran practices and things, and I'm very fortunate looking back and now going to watch other colleges' practices and things like that. She really was so intentional about making sure everyone was on the same.
This is the problem. WNBA coaches like Stephanie White are so busy playing don't make a mistake basketball that they forget this is supposed to be put on a show basketball. You can't win games or fans if your main strategy is try not to embarrass yourself. That's not offense. That's hostage negotiations with a shot clock. Lisa Bluder never coached like that. She didn't freak out if Caitlin threw a risky pass or pulled up from the parking lot. Bluder understood that high-risk, high-reward plays are the reward. You don't take away a player's freedom just because the last gamble didn't work. You double down because the next one might be the dagger. But here, in the White system, and Caitlin Clark's vision, that's the part that makes this whole thing ridiculous. She sees plays developing 3 seconds before they happen. That's a skill most veterans can only dream about. But instead of unleashing that skill, White keeps her in a tight little box, like she's afraid Caitlin might dribble into another dimension if given too much freedom.
And over 10 years, and Caitlin Clark has something to do with that, man. They was 8-5 with Caitlin. At the end of the day, no matter how many games they win, they lost more games without Caitlin Clark playing. Like, so everybody argument that Caitlin Clark is the Achilles heel, Caitlin Clark is this and that, your argument is obsolete, bro. They will forever have that notion on there, that blemish on there. Now, if they would have won more games, lost less, then you might have had something.
You know what's missing in the WNBA right now? Basketball IQ that actually leads the game, not follows it. And some of these college coaches, they've got it in spades. Honestly, if you dropped Lisa Bluder into the WNBA tomorrow, she'd have a team scoring 110 a night without breaking a sweat. Meanwhile, the current system is busy killing creativity in exchange for safe basketball that's about as exciting as watching paint dry in slow motion. Players are afraid to take risks because risks equal bench time. And if you're Caitlin Clark, that means your creativity gets muzzled. Your confidence gets chipped away. Bring the college freedom back. Bring the coaches who understand that a turnover in the name of creativity is worth 10 safe plays that go nowhere. Bring back Lisa Bluder energy to the WNBA. And maybe, just maybe, we'll start seeing the kind of basketball that makes people sit up, not scroll past.
Still lost though. But at the end of the day, he fought. And you could tell that he missed being away from the game. So I can see my precious CC coming back doing her thing for the playoffs. I just want her to be 100% healthy at the end of the day. If Stephanie White gonna keep jeopardizing.
Because right now, the only thing more predictable than the offense is Caitlin Clark ending up on the bench for daring to be exciting. And if that's the new standard, don't be shocked when the league loses the very thing it needs most, players who make you want to watch. And let's just address the elephant in the gym, the WNBA's obsession with veteran preference. Oh, you thought meritocracy ruled? Cute. In reality, the hierarchy is simple. If you've been around longer than the rookie, you can trip over your own shoelaces, miss 3 open layups, and accidentally pass the ball to the mascot, and you're still in the game. Rookie, commit 1 flashy turnover while trying to make a play? Boom. From day one, she didn't just hand Clark the offense, she practically gift-wrapped it, slapped a "do not return" sticker on it, and said, "It's yours now. Make it sparkle." Bluder understood that confidence isn't built by yanking a player for every imperfection. It's built by letting them figure it out in real time, even if that means the occasional ugly possession.
Indiana Fever fans, so let's keep it real. Let's keep it 100 like I'm being frank. You hear me? So let me ask y'all again. Is Stephanie White a good coach? A great coach? I'm waiting. No, she not. Not even close. If anything, she puts a star in the offense. She's sucking the life out of the team, out of the franchise. And Kelly Krostoff, whatever her name is, Lynn Dunn, you hear me? They all need to go.
But if we look at the recent happenings, we will find out that Stephanie White's offense feels like a tax return. Complicated, full of unnecessary steps, and always ending with someone frustrated. The sets are rigid. The ball movement is cautious. It's the basketball equivalent of driving 35 in the fast lane with your hazard lights on. Sure, you might avoid an accident, but you're also making sure nobody's having any fun. And the real kicker? This isn't about Caitlin having rookie growing pains. No, this is about stifling the one thing that made her special in the first place, her unpredictability. You want the defense to fear she might pull up from the logo, thread an impossible pass, or completely change the rhythm of a game. You don't get that by playing within a system that treats innovation like it's a technical foul. It's almost ironic. That's code for, we want you to play our way, even if it kills your natural game. Meanwhile, college coaches like Bluder don't just understand the game, they understand players. They know when to push, when to pull back, and when to just let a star be a star. You think Bluder would have benched Clark after 2 turnovers in the fourth? Please. She'd have been drawing up another play for her and saying, go make them pay for even thinking you're off your game.
Stephanie White, Indiana Fever head coach Stephanie White remains fully confident in her team following Thursday's deflating loss. The veteran coach sent a clear message. It was a 35-point ass drubbing. It was deliverance and Ned Beatty. Anybody seen that? Squeal like a pig? Yeah. The Phoenix Mercury bleeped the shit out of the Indiana Fever last.
And speaking of off your game, let's talk about the message this sends to the rest of the roster. If your star rookie, the one bringing in ticket sales, TV ratings, and actual wins, can be benched for a minor slip, what does that tell everyone else? Play safe, avoid risk, don't try anything new. It's basketball with the excitement surgically removed, which brings us back to the bigger problem, basketball IQ. There's a shortage, and it's not with the players, it's with the systems. The best minds in the game aren't always on the sidelines at the pro level. In fact, some of them are still in the NCAA running circles around pro coaches with less talent but more creativity. You put a coach like Bluder in charge of a WNBA roster, and suddenly you've got a team playing like they actually enjoy the sport. Let's be brutally honest. There are players in this league who have mastered the art of looking busy while doing absolutely nothing productive on the floor. They're cardio kings and queens. But because they don't rock the boat or deviate from the script, they're safe. And yet, Clark takes one gamble too many, and she's got a front row seat to the rest of the game.
In the post-game press conference, Caitlin Clark Stephanie White made sure to give out about Caitlin Clark not passing the ball to Dantas. Like, we've seen Damiris Dantas play. She can't shoot. Why would Caitlin Clark pass the ball on an all-time heater to Dantas?
This last game this year. Mm-hmm. I started the fourth quarter off with like 3 turnovers in a row or 2 turnovers in a row, and Steph yanked me, and she was like this is like a learning moment. Like, you got to be able to, like, yes, like maybe it could have been there, like maybe you could have thrown a little bit better of a pass, maybe they could have caught it, but like, do we need that in this moment?
You want to grow the WNBA, you don't muzzle the most electric player to come in since, well, ever. You give her the same freedom she had under Bluder, because that's when she's dangerous. That's when she's the player everyone came to see. And look, turnovers happen. They're part of the game. You can't be aggressive without them. But you know what's worse than turnovers? An offense so predictable that the defense could defend it blindfolded while reciting the alphabet backward. The irony is, if you let Clark play through her mistakes, she probably cleans them up faster. That's the benefit of a high IQ player. They adapt. They learn on the fly. But if you bench them, you're not teaching them. You're just telling them not to try. Lisa Bluder knew this. She wasn't afraid of the occasional misfire because she understood the bigger picture. And it's not just a Caitlin Clark problem, it's a league-wide issue. But Clark's the perfect case study because we know what she looks like with freedom. We saw it for years. We saw her torch teams with a style that made even neutral fans tune in. Right now, she's being forced into a style that fits the coach's comfort zone instead of her own. And all that does is dim the very spark that made her a household name before she even played a professional game.
Lisa Bluder always made sure people knew what they were going to do, aka she made sure people knew their role. Everybody knew their role, and that is the problem with the Indiana Fever and the bullcrap that Caitlin Clark deals with now. We got Natasha Howard coming in talking about she wanted to win MVP. Red flag. Red flag. We got Caitlin Clark, and you're talking about joining this team and winning MVP. She didn't know her role. Didn't know her role. That is the difference. We got a bunch of people on this team that do not know and understand their role.
Here's the fix. Bring in coaches who coach to their players, not to their playbook. Let Clark run. Let her experiment, and yes, let her make mistakes. The WNBA doesn't need more safe possessions, it needs more jaw-dropping ones. And you don't get that without a little chaos, because in the end, no one's buying tickets to see a team play it safe. They're buying tickets to see the next big moment, the one that gets replayed for years. And right now, the league's most capable creator is spending too much time watching from the sidelines when she should be creating them. You know what else is funny? The way people talk about protecting Caitlin Clark like she's a fragile vase on a wobbly shelf. Protect her from what exactly? The basketball court? She's not some porcelain doll. She's the player who regularly went into enemy arenas in college, dropped 40, and walked out with the crowd booing because she ruined their night. You can't win long-term if the defense knows exactly where the ball is going every single possession. And right now, Clark's offense in this system has all the spontaneity of a DMV line.
As today, Stephanie White has a clear conundrum on her hands, and she needs to figure out a solution to this problem before it's too little, too late. When Caitlin Clark was out with injury, Natasha Howard played well. Natasha Howard played well enough that kept us afloat along with Ari McDonald, along with Kelsey Mitchell, but Natasha Howard wasn't nearly as much of a hinder to the offense with Caitlin Clark.
She wasn't just scoring, she was orchestrating. Every possession felt like something could happen. A deep three, a sneaky pass, a steal into a fast break. That unpredictability kept defenses guessing and fans hooked. The minute you strip that away, you don't just change her style, you get it by letting them play the way that made them stars to begin with. Bring back the freedom, bring back the swagger, bring back the green light that Lisa Bluder handed Clark from day one. Let her make the pass that might not work because half the time it will work, and when it does, it's on every sports highlight reel in the country. Right now, the WNBA has a golden ticket in Caitlin Clark. But if the league keeps letting rigid systems clip her wings, they're going to turn that ticket into a receipt. And receipts don't sell out arenas.